going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving into the Blitz battle against the Heavenly Demon DOFLAMINGO with the Heart vs Heavenly Demon Blitz battle, 40 stamina, 10 star event. In today's video, I have 3 teams for you guys to take down this particular event. We have all the way from the early no units on the team from the Sengoku batch or the new Corazon and Law, utilizing some older characters that are the higher point boosters, which include stuff like the free-to-play DOFLAMINGO from this event, the Whitebeard and Luffy character, and then utilizing stuff like Halloween Ace, V2 Blackbeard with his 6+ and stuff like that. Then the second team utilizes some of the Sengoku batch, namely Akainu and Fuji, and then some of the same characters from the first team. And then the final team is a big old Wayland team if you have stuff like Sengoku or Corazon and Law, to make that sort of work. So we'll talk about some replacements on each team if you guys have some of the higher point boosters, and that way you guys can max out your points. But what I would highly recommend doing is going to the 20 stamina event and completing it 10 times on triple stamina or whatever it is. That way you can actually get all of the skulls for Halloween Ace, and you can get the DOFLAMINGO character. However, these teams don't require Halloween Ace. He just helps like drastically as one of your captains to sort of get captain swapped in. But like I said, we'll talk about that once we get there. Let's take a look at the first team, and let's dive into the Blitz battle. If you enjoy this kind of stuff, by the way, hit the belt the like button for me, hit the big red subscribe button if you haven't done so already. With that said, let's dive in. Alright, so the first team looks a little bit like this. So that's the team, those are the supports. Let's dive on in. Now, as the bottom right-hand character, you do want them to be a very good captain because they get captain swapped in. If you have 6+ Ace, he's actually a character that can do that. But for this team, we're utilizing Halloween Law. Halloween Law is really, really good because he can remove Despair, which is actually very, very nice. On the first 2 stages, it's basically just fodder units. They don't really do too much. It's just a bunch of like turtles and normal enemies, and you can just sort of kill them with your normal attack. So we're going to make our way through this particular stage here. Ideally, you want to get some like good orbs, otherwise something like this might happen. To get some bad orbs, you are probably going to have to sort of take an extra turn. However, on stage 2, and I almost forgot, on stage 2, you want to activate Whitebeard and Luffy special. Activating Whitebeard and Luffy special will give you 3 turns of an attack boost and an orb boost, so that is very important that you do so. I'm glad I didn't stuff that up because I would have had to gift a sub. So, shout out to StreamWow over on stream, by the way. Live at twitch.tv, link in the description below if you guys want to hit me with a follow. On stage 3, you verse Treble, Baby 5, and Buffalo in their kid forms. They are going to give you a very small orb boost for 99 turns, so you want to get around that thanks to Luffy and Whitebeard. On this particular stage, we're going to activate Law's special. Law's going to give us the clock buff, which means we can carry his special into the next stage, which is going to work out fairly nicely. With that, we can sort of just kill here. If you guys have the Mr. 3 support, you can put Mr. 3 on Blackbeard. That way you're going to guarantee yourself a matching orb there. However, stuff like Moria can work great for color affinity on the final stage as well, because you can't actually use color affinity. Stuff like Halloween Shanks works great. He's a very good unit for that. If you guys are rocking this particular team and you have any of the any of the Akainu, sorry, the Sengoku batch, like Akainu or Fuji, you can easily just put them on this team over something like DOFLAMINGO. Fuji's really, really good because Fuji can remove Despair on the final stage too, and he's like a perfect unit for this. On stage 4, you verse Virgo and Senior Pink. You can only attack with 5 units, and you get 5 turns of paralysis and 5 turns of attack down. This is where you would normally just use the super type, or super class, sorry, of Corazon and Law to remove 3 turns of that. However, it's 5 turns, so unless you have 2, it can be a little bit challenging. However, you have Izo and Kiku, as well as Jozu as supports to actually get around that on Halloween Ace and Luffy Whitebeard. So that works really, really nicely. Then we can use the super type of Law. You don't even need the Dofi special for this particular team to operate. He's sort of just there. However, you do get the debuff where you beautiful. You actually get the debuff where you can't see. So you really want to bring a ship like the the Whale Shark ship to make hitting perfects a lot easier. On the final stage, Dofi turns into a Psy character. He puts up a 5-turn 1-hit perfect barrier. Then he gives your friend captain 5 turns of bind and your captain 5 turns of despair. This is why Halloween Law is so good, because he gets around the despair. And Corazon and Law won't trigger because they actually get binded. On the final stage, you actually want to pop Blackbeard first, so Blackbeard gets the attack and the orb buff. My Blackbeard's level limit break 5, so he gets a 3.5 times attack and orb boost. But you also get his super type, I guess you don't get his super type. That's a little bit annoying. Okay. Alright, so I totally forgot that 6+ Halloween Ace gives a... what's it called? He gives a color affinity buff. So we actually need to use his special first, and we actually need to get his attack boost, which is going to be a little bit detrimental. But look, it should still be fine. We're then going to use... You know what? We're going to use our DOFLAMINGO special here. DOFLAMINGO is going to give us an orb buff for our Cerebrals and our Driven characters. And then that way we can actually get the super type of our Blackbeard here. That's going to give him a base stat boost. And then we can use his special to remove the threshold, which is very, very nice. Once we've done that, we're pretty much in good stead here. And we're going to start with Luffy and Whitebeard. Try and break that perfect. Beautiful. Now remember, you have to hit through the blindness, which is a little bit annoying. However, the team does operate very, very nicely. And as you can see there, it works like a dreamboat. Like I said, if you guys have Fuji, you could easily put Fuji on this team over something like Law or the DOFLAMINGO. He's going to give you a little bit more points there as well. But let's move on to the next team where we actually use some of the Sengoku batch. And let's check them out. Alright, so moving on to the second team now. We've replaced Halloween Law and the new DOFLAMINGO with Fujitora and Akainu. Both of these characters give a 1.25 times boost. And it's going to give you guys a lot more drops towards the back end of the fight. If you guys don't have Akainu though, you can easily just replace Akainu with the new DOFLAMINGO. It's going to work absolutely fine. If anything, it works better, but you do get less points. That is the big downside. However, if you don't have Halloween Ace at all, you could also use the new DOFLAMINGO as well. That will definitely work. On stage 1, you're going to struggle to kill everything just because Corazon and Law doesn't actually boost the strength characters. And if you're a spoon like myself and you don't hit your perfects, you are really going to struggle. But if you do get some matching orbs, you will be okay. Once you hit stage 2, we're actually going to... That's not the right character. Fuck. Alright, let's try again. You actually want to use Whitebeard and Luffy. They're going to give you 3 turns of an attack and orb boost. So that way you can actually carry it into the next stage. Very important that you use this on stage 2. You may need to make sure you use it on stage 2. Otherwise, you're going to get a very small orb boost for 99 turns. And it is basically going to just screw up your run, something severe. Once you hit stage 3, you come up against Buffalo, Baby 5, and Treble. They are going to, like I said, give you that orb boost. They give you Despair, 5 hits, and then they slot by in your middle row. So that's why I put my strength units there. Because your strength units, they're not doing anything. So that's absolutely fine. And as you guys will see, because we have the attack and orb boost, you can easily take out this stage, no issues whatsoever. Once you hit stage 4, this is where stuff starts to get a little bit interesting. You get Captain Swap to your bottom right, so that's why we put Fuji down there. You get a full water bomb orbs. You get 6 turns of attack down, which goes down to 5. And you also get 5 turns of paralysis. Izo-Kiku and Josu support are great here, as well as utilizing the super type, super class of our Corazon and Law. Corazon and Law, their special is going to remove the bomb orbs. They're going to give us an attack boost to our Cerebral characters. And that way you can activate their super class literally just by utilizing their special, which is awesome. And then to get around the Captain Swap, we're actually going to activate the super type of Fuji, because the super type of Fuji can cancel the Captain Swap mechanic, which is very, very handy in this particular situation. That way we get Blackbeard back and we're pretty much good to go. If you guys have 6+ Halloween Ace, you can actually use 6+ Halloween Ace here as well, because he will give a color affinity buff, I think. However, because you activate Fuji, that'll counteract. So I didn't want to use it just for the sake of the video, but like if you guys are running this team later, it will help you guys out. So remember, you can only tap with 5 units here, and remember, your Cerebral characters are the only ones that are getting boosted with your attack buff from Corazon. So it's gonna be pretty tight, the damage here. Like, it's gonna be pretty tight. Actually, one sec. Alright, I quickly reloaded the game because I actually want to do something first. I want to save the Ace special. I actually want to use the Akainu special. There is no immunity on this particular stage, so utilizing Akainu means that we can get a conditional boost. Because Corazon and Law only give an attack boost to Cerebral characters, and on this particular team, we only have 1 Cerebral. We do want to get that conditional boost, otherwise we are going to be in a little bit of strife. So let's take down you. And then Corazon and Law will basically do the rest. Obviously, it can be a little bit challenging hitting your perfects through the blindness. But nevertheless, with the Whale Shark Shape, it'll definitely help you guys out. On the final stage, you are going to get Binded on your friend captain, Despaired on your captain. You get... What else do you get? Oh, there's 5 turns of Threshold. You have negative orbs. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff. It's a very, very arrogant content. And we still are. We are in chat at the moment, and talking about it is just getting some of the guys really frustrated because there's just so many things you have to do. And as you guys can kind of see here, like, there's so many like specials you have to activate. Like, Fuji gets rid of the Despair, Ace gets around the attack, and then like you use the super attack. Like, you just have to do so much on this particular piece of content, like so much, and it can be a little bit frustrating. Once you've done that, we are going to sort of start hitting here, and Blackbeard, he sort of does the rest. So that was the second team. It's not as like easy as the first team and the final team, obviously. However, it does give you more points if you guys were looking for that particular option. We're going to move on to the big old whale team and wrap up the video. And let's see how the big team performs. 6.7, pretty good innings. And the final team of the video is the big old Whalen team. It looks a little bit like this. We are going to run triple stamina because we do want to get as many points as possible. But as you can see, it's rocking double Corazon and Law. We have Akainu on this particular team from the Sengoku batch, as well as Sengoku himself. We still have the 6+ Blackbeard. We still have the Whitebeard and Luffy. They are both very, very good for this as well. The downside to this particular team is on the first turn, you basically have to take a turn, because trying to kill all these guys here can be a little bit annoying unless you get a matching orb on either Akainu or you get a matching orb on Whitebeard and Luffy, just like you saw there. On stage 2, once again, we're popping the Luffy and Whitebeard special. Every single one of these teams, we do it there. Don't forget, it's very, very annoying. But you really need to make sure that you are popping it there. Otherwise, you are going to get a really shitty orb boost. And without Halloween Ace, you are basically going to have to cop that. I mean, even with Halloween Ace, you are still going to cop it. But Halloween Ace can at least make it into a 3x boost, which is kind of fun. On stage 3, Buffalo, Baby 5, and Treble are going to slot bind you to spare you. They do all this whole nasty stuff, but like we have a bunch of type advantage here, so we can just go Bink, Bink, and say goodbye to Treble. You can hit with 5 units here, so just be careful where you put your slotbind characters. Blackbeard can completely remove slotbind, so put him in the middle row. He works great there. On to Senior Pink and Virgo, you get a full board of bomb orbs, 5 turns of attack down, 3 turns of negative orbs, as well as a captain swap to your bottom right. So that's why we have a Akainu there. Akainu can then activate his super type, just reverse that sort of captain swap shenanigans there. And that way you'll get your Corazon and Law to come back as captain. You can use one of their specials, and that way you will be hunky-dory from there. You can pretty much use the other Corazon and Law special at any time as well. On stage 2 is probably the best option, and that way you're just going to guarantee yourself a kill on stage 2 as well as stage 3. It's going to work out much, much nicer for you, make the run a little bit more smooth. But as you guys will see here, you are pretty much in good stead otherwise. Now just attack with 5 units, and your Corazon and Law should do all the damage, really. But it is a little bit tight, so you want to make sure you do hit with one of them last. That way you can actually just kill either Virgo or Senior Pink. It doesn't matter who you hit with last. Either one of those characters will actually die to Corazon and Law. On the final stage against DOFLAMINGO, he becomes a Psy character, blinds your friend captain, despairs your captain, 5 turns of threshold, all that nasty stuff. And he doesn't let you use color affinity, so just be careful about that. He has a barrier for 1 perfect as well. So Nami support, she's really, really good here. Then we can use our Blackbeard to get an attack and an orb boost, which is going to do a lot of damage, as well as using the Rogue special. Now, if you have your Blackbeard level limit break 5, like I do, you can use the Rogue special and you'll be Gucci. However, if you don't have him level limit break 5, use the DOFLAMINGO support on Akainu instead, and then that way you can get a chain boost, and then you just have to tap a little bit more. But with the chain lock, you can just do something like that, and you will be hunky-dory. So that's going to wrap up the video. The Blitz battle, it is very, very annoying. It's very, very finicky, but hopefully this video helps you guys out to actually get the Halloween Ace skulls, and to get those points a little bit faster to max out your Chopper Man missions. But if you enjoyed the video, belt the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the big red subscribe button. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Later! Ooh, droppies. Not bad.